Poison. A way of life. I'd been working this beat since I was a kid, and in the last couple of years, I'd started to feel run down. Lonely. Overly introspective. Had I passed my prime? You'd think after 50 years advocating poison prevention, we'd have beat the beast altogether. Nope. The kids all recognize me. But among my peers, I get no respect. Fact is, no matter how many poisonings we've prevented, we could always prevent more. That thought alone follows me everywhere I go. It haunts me. I can't live like this. I've got to do something. I began to write a mission statement, my vision for the future of poison prevention. I wrote about Washington Poison Center's history, our founding principles. I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote. The next day, I went to see my mentor, the titan of toxicology, the great William Robertson.
I'm Bill Robertson. I'm Medical Director Emeritus at the Washington Poison Center. Mr. Yuk came in this morning, visited. His head was down a little bit, face frowning even more than usual.
My main concern was that emergency medical professionals were underutilizing the resource of Washington Poison Center. I knew Dr. R would immediately understand.
Mr. Yuk is a concerned citizen, and he's very sensitive to what people are doing to try and put into action his message.
I mean, EMS professionals have their own phone number. Not like that matters. Everyone's calls are answered instantly.
He gets disappointed, normal thing to do. And he's run out of steam recently because he thinks that maybe not doing as much as we could do. So that's why he's trying to be more vigorous in getting the word out, and we are too.
I need to get my message out there. I want him to know that we triage disaster emergencies. I want him to have treat or no transport advice. I want rapid access to treatment information. I want more than 100,000 calls a year. And I want a girlfriend.
We told Mr. Yuk what he needs to do is to get firefighters and other people who are in the health professions to take his message out and spread the word.
I love Dr. Robertson. What a guy.
I told him that I would help him in any way, shape, or form that he could dream up, and I hope we have.
Feeling rejuvenated after a pep talk from Dr. R, I set off on a journey to enlist EMS professionals. I needed a firefighter, a captain, someone with influence to take my message to his colleagues and friends.
My name is Grenville Legge. I'm a captain here with Fire District Number 1, and I work at Station 12. We handle everything from any type of fire call, service call, emergency medical call. Emergency medical calls make up about 75% of the calls we actually handle.
Captain Legge and his team are first responders. They're often the first on the scene at a medical emergency, and they've got to be ready for anything.
We have about 150 personnel, and we run about 15,000 calls a year. There's no way in the world that we could ever possibly know all the ingredients and all the interactions with all the different types of medications and cleansers and all the liquids that are out there. So they're a great resource.
Not surprisingly, the captain was extremely familiar with the Poison Center and their resources, but he didn't know everything.
I did not know that they were hazmat certified.
Captain! Captain! Captain!
Come on, Mr. Yuk. You've got a great opportunity out there. Don't miss it.
The call center is staffed 24/7 by hazmat-certified professionals ready to triage disaster emergencies, including chemical burns, CO poisoning, bioterrorism, and other chemical exposures. With Captain Legge on board and up to speed, I knew that I had begun to assemble an A-list team. I felt like we gave each other some good tips. He showed me the tools of the trade, and then, I asked to take a ride in the fire engine. Next up, I wanted to talk to someone with an ear to the streets, a guy that fights in the trenches, a paramedic.
My name is Jake Peary, and I am a paramedic FTO for Rural Metro Ambulance.
I asked Jake how familiar he was with the Poison Center. He knew his stuff.
I call the back door number, which is 1-800-709-0911.
That's right, Jake! Emergency response and management teams have access to a private number and dedicated lines.
That goes directly to a call receiver, which is another paramedic or a nurse or a toxicologist.
You know it. Poison Center telephones are answered by nurses, pharmacists, and other healthcare professionals with access to physician toxicologists around the clock in 140 languages.
We try to give the weight of the patient, the dose, and the chemical that they've ingested. They determine if we're going to transport or if they can be treated at home.
Damn right. With rapid access to treatment recommendations, Poison Center staff can triage an emergency in less than 1 minute to determine, treat, or no transport.
We just try to use the most valuable resource that we can, and that's the Poison Center.
Talking to Jake really lifted my spirits. Here's a guy who's got it down, a real pro. The more he told me about his job, the more impressed I was. And then, I asked if I could take a ride in the ambulance. But my mission was not complete. I traveled east and found myself at Lourdes Medical Center, a real stand-up joint. I asked to talk to someone in the ER, so I had a little time to kill in the waiting room and got a chance to work the crowd a little before I began my interview.
My name is Hector Gutierrez. I'm a physician assistant here at Lourdes Medical Center in the emergency room.
I asked Hector about what kinds of poisonings they encounter here in the ER.
Being a high-plain desert area, just plants on the outside, plants on the inside, detergents that are used in the home. The Poison Center has up-to-date information.
You bet we do. Our specialties include polypharmacy, drug interactions, bites and stings, and even poisonous plants.
The slower we are in responding, the higher the number of days a person will be in the hospital. So the quicker we can intervene and the quicker we have the information, the quicker the patient can get up and walk out.
The Washington Poison Center responds to 100,000 calls a year, most of which would otherwise go to 911, saving the medical industry time, money, and resources. By the time a poisoning victim gets to the hospital, Hector and his team have already been faxed information about the victim so that they can treat them quickly. I knew Hector would continue to be busy, so I spent some time spreading the word to the rest of the ER staff. And then, I asked for a checkup. It had been quite a journey. I needed to refuel. I was starting to get used to this and felt ready to spread the word to EMS professionals statewide. As I thought about all I had accomplished today, I felt proud of myself.
Wait, Mr. Yuk!
I couldn't speak. I was choking. This girl was out of my league. I mean, she seemed interested, but I didn't know what to say.
Come on, Mr. Yuk, don't blow it. You've got the chance to really make a difference this time.
So I told her what I knew. I told her about Washington Poison Center's hazmat certified staff and our treat or no transport advice. I told her about how we specialize in polypharmacy and drug interactions and how we answer over 100,000 calls a year that would otherwise go to 911. And I even gave her access to my dedicated line. She got me, She really got me.